I know Mam in particular just find it very tough. She'd nearly be tired than us after watching the game. I think that mothers in general do. It takes it out of them watching their sons and daughters play. The biggest influence on my career are my parents and my family. Since I was young, they had me out in the garden, bringing me to training, playing with my brothers and sister. So they're definitely the people that have had the biggest influence on me. From when I was young, my biggest memories are playing out in the garden with my two brothers and sister, and Dad would have been out there as well, and just how competitive we were out there, and training nearly felt easy. If you could survive in the garden, you were probably doing okay. I have an older brother. He would have hurled. He got a lot of injuries, but he's in Shanghai at the moment. I have a sister who's next in, and then myself, and then Cathal, who's the youngest. My family as a whole. Just the support they'd give you, the encouragement they'd give you, and definitely makes you a bit tougher when you have a few brothers to be playing with. My first game with Galway was actually a challenge game against Waterford, and I actually played full forward. And a week later, we played another game, and I was gone back cornerback. So the first one didn't go too well. If I was to pick a hurler, it'd be Tommy Walsh, because Kilkenny were so good at the time, and he was a defender, and just the passion he played with and the freedom he played with. But at the time, our club, Caltra and the football were really strong, and the Meehans played with them, so they were huge heroes of ours as well. We used to go to a lot of their trainings. Mam and a few other people used to make sandwiches and tea for them after training, so we'd be over there, and they were huge heroes of ours growing up. Galway footballers, because they won the All-Irelands in '98 and 2001, so that they're the biggest memories that stand out. But the hurlers, it's more certain games you'd remember, like 2005 All-Ireland semi-final against Kilkenny, and playing in the All-Irelands, right? But the footballers at the time are the main memories I have of being successful. I suppose now your day of a game or in the lead up to a game is so structured compared to when you were younger. It was just whatever you felt like. You might eat something or whatever, whereas now you have it down to, well, you try to get it down to a tease to help yourself perform your best, but that's probably the biggest change, is how serious you take it now compared to when you were younger. I've learned to switch off and be able to switch off, which is definitely a good thing, but it's no harm to be thinking about it, because it helps you be prepared when you put a bit of thought into it. I got into the habit of going for a swim, maybe in Sawtill or more into the sea, or even into one of the swimming pools. It's great for your body and for your mind, so I find that really good. And maybe just watch something on TV then, just to switch off, and it's important to get some downtime as well. My family would go to a lot of the Galway matches. I know Mam in particular just find it very tough. She'd nearly be tired than us after watching the game. I think that mothers in general do. It takes it out of them watching their sons and daughters play. As a defender, I'm probably always trying to work on my tackling and my footwork and that, so I don't think you can ever perfect it, so it's just an ongoing skill that you'll be always trying to work on and get better at. And obviously just striking, if you're playing half-back, obviously the way the game is now, you're going to get a few shots and you're going to be delivering balls, so my striking is always something I'm trying to work on as well. The last few weeks of training, I've been working a lot with Sean and Ann, and the two of us have been working on our delivery of ball and our shooting and that, and a bit of high contested ball as well. So it's funny the way you link up with maybe the same person for a period of time, and you keep working on it, and gets a bit competitive then to see who's improving or who's getting better. I actually lived with Sean for 2 years in the house in Athenry, so both of us playing around the middle as well, so it's the same skills that we're trying to get better at. If you were out pucking out the front, you mightn't be taking it too seriously. You just do it for enjoyment, which is definitely important as well, because that's why we started playing the game of hurling, and that's why we continue to play after tough days or when you're hard training. It's because of the enjoyment. It's definitely important to keep enjoying it, and if you want to just have a few pucks just without focusing on something in particular, that's definitely important as well. The one bit of advice I'd give to young people is don't be afraid of failing or making mistakes or losing games, because everybody loses games and everybody makes mistakes, but just don't let it define you, and just keep going, keep trying to get better, keep trying to enjoy it if you can. I think that's the main thing. Just don't be afraid of making mistakes or losing games. I find it takes the pressure off me, and you just go and you can enjoy it, and it definitely helps you play a bit better as well.